Good morning, Central Texas. Welcome to Kids Community Connected at My Kids 1031. Phyllis Jones, your host for this morning. And yeah, you know, it's right. I don't like the weather, but you know, it's okay. I'm learning to deal slowly, real slow. I don't know how fast I can get this going. But we're going to talk about a couple of things this morning. And yes, I am my guest. Because, you know, every now and then there's things I need to say and we need to talk about. And I become my own guest. First of all, everybody want to know where next Friday's Black Business Cash Mob meetup will be. And it's a group hosting at this time. And it's Black Women in Business, the Killeen chapter. Black Women in Business is a non-profit organization. Yes, we're all women and we're all Black. Not all the women have a business, though. Some of the women are business-minded. And some just want to know who the business the Black Women in Business are, so that we can support them and come out and see what they're doing. So Friday, May 4th, our first Friday Black Business Cash Mob meetup will be the Black Women in Business. Yes, I will post it on Facebook and create an invite tonight. I'll do that. And it's going to be held at the East Center in Harker Heights, or the Entertainment Center. So you can Google it and show up at 7. What you will meet is, first of all, you're going to meet all the Black women in business. All the women will be set up and ready to let you know what they are and who they are. And we'll talk to the president of Black Women in Business, which is Miss Carolyn Brown. And we all know who she is. She's been here for like a million years, so we all know who she is, but she's the president. So we'll talk to her and some of the ladies and find out, you know, what's going on. But by all means, show up and visit us and see who we are. Men, yes, show up. You need to show up and see what the women are doing. See what the women are doing, because, you know, you're our supporters. And maybe the Black men in business will begin from there. Who knows? But everybody needs to come out at 7. I will post it on Facebook this evening, so you'll get a chance to come out and, like I said, see what Black Women in Business is all about. I think you will be phenomenally surprised and realize that you're in a comfort zone. You're not in a strange zone. You'll be in a comfort zone. So I'll see you on Friday. And like I said, it'll be on my Facebook post. It will be on at My Kiss 1031. It'll be there. And Mel's will be announcing it throughout the week. So you'll get really a lot of reminders on where to go and where to be. Another thing I want to talk about is, we know about Richard Milburn Academy, and Richard Milburn Academy is a public charter school. There are different charter schools, so we need to always remember which ones are public, which ones are private. But Richard Milburn Academy is a public charter school. And this year, for the first time, they're going to have 100 graduates from the school, 100 kids graduating. And so Carolyn Brown and Tavares Bethel have let the counselors know that we will be hosting a graduation banquet for them on June 1st at the East Center in the evening at 6:30. It'll start at 7, like, you know, banquets normally start. And we will be giving them a graduation and a banquet for the families and, you know, and others that want to be a part. But what we're also doing for them is we're giving to them to let them know we appreciate what they're doing, you know, because a lot of the kids from the charter schools are kids who just couldn't make it in the public schools. And some of them, you know, chose the charter way because it's a little more relaxing, a little more self-paced of learning, and that's what they needed. But either way, we're showing them that, you know, hey, we salute you, we see you, and come on out. What we're doing for them is we're doing one of the shoebox gifts. And I don't know if you know what those are. It's when you take the plastic shoebox. It's nicely decorated, and then things are added into it for the males and the females that are graduating from Richard Milburn Academy. And there are a lot of ways that you can help, because I know a lot of people, you know, some people are like, what can I do, you know, to help out? What can I contribute? Well, first to let you know that out of the 100, there are 41 females and 61 males that are graduating. Like I said, some of the people are sponsoring one of the men, might sponsor, you know, one of the young men, and you might sponsor him by, you know, making sure he has a suit, haircut, everything that he needs for graduation, and maybe a step beyond, you know. So our fraternity brothers, I want to reach out to you and say, hey, listen, you know, contact Carolyn Brown or Tavares Bethel. You can contact them through Facebook or inbox them. Either way, you can contact them and see what you can do for a young male and see what the women can do for a female. So the, sororities and fraternities, let's step in and help out. The community, let's step in and help out, because, when kids graduate, it's important. And I'll say for Richard Milburn Academy, they have been in business since the 90s. And for this to be the first time for them to have 100 graduates is phenomenal. And I think we need to salute those kids, because you remember when there's 2 or 3 of them, they graduate, or 10, they graduate, whatever, they don't have a ceremony, they just graduate and they move on. Well, I think we need to stop that practice and let them know that we really see what they're doing. And a lot of times we forget about Richard Milburn Academy because KISD has this big graduation, and we all get focused on that, and we lose sight of the other kids who are graduating at Richard Milburn. So women, men, if you got some plastic shoe boxes, you can even call me or contact me, and we'll get the boxes, because we need 100 of them. I myself, when in my closet, and I have shoe boxes because I put my shoes in them, and I have 10 shoe boxes that were just there waiting for me, saying hi every day, and I'm donating those. So I'll say we need 90 more shoe boxes, plastic shoe boxes, so that we can put things in them. And if you're a business and you're listening right now, and you might say, you know what, I have 100 things that, I would like to put into the shoebox. Contact me. Once again, Carolyn Brown, Tavares Bethel. If you contact me, I just make sure the gifts are where it needs to go. But you contact one of us or somewhere, and, you say, hey, listen, I've got, coupons. I've got little gifts. I got something to put into the shoebox. If you might be, say, listen, I got something to contribute to the male's shoebox. You can do that, or just to the females, or both. But, by all means, let's do something. I know myself, other than doing, I can't even talk. Other than doing the radio, I am the state education chair for the Texas State NAACP. And I contacted LULAC and asked them, what would they do? And it was suggested that I planned on giving them a certificate from the Texas State NAACP, congratulations for graduating, and I'm going to put our emblem on there where I talked to LULAC, and, I was given permission. I'm put both of our emblems on there. So there's going to be a certificate for each child from NAACP and LULAC together, congratulating them on graduating. We're going to make it nice and pretty and presentable, but I think we could do that. That's something. So what I want to say is there's little something that everybody can do, just to say, like I said, congratulations. I know I'm going to find out how many of them have college goals, because I have a friend of mine who can help them get some scholarships now. I know it's kind of late in the game, but there's always some scholarships out there waiting, for someone to scoop up. So a friend of mine, he has those scholarships. So, I'm gonna get him to, either talk to those kids before they graduate, or, put something in the shoebox to say, hey, listen, contact this person, this place right here about a, summer scholarship to go to college, something. But like I said, let's not let this go and say, okay, you know what? They're doing something, I don't need to do anything. That's not true. Because everybody doing something creates something really big. And like I said, we always concentrate when KISD has a graduation. The parking lot at the Bell County Expo Center, oh man, it's ridiculously crazy. You got kids scrambling to here, scrambling over there. After your kid graduates, you got to figure out where the heck to meet them at. We do all this. So this year, when these kids graduate, let's do the same thing. Let's make sure the parking lot at the East Center is crowdedly full, and you're going to have to park across the street. Let's make sure that the same whistles and flash cameras and all that we do at the Expo Center, let's make sure we do it there. The same honor that we give one, the other deserves the exact same thing. So, let's make this a great day. Let's make June 1st at the East Center a terrific evening for kids that are graduating. Let's clean out our closets. And females, we have more plastic shoe boxes than men do. Or then again, I don't know. Some men might have them. But let's get rid of some of those plastic shoe boxes we don't need. Or go to, I'm not going to say what store. Go to whatever store you shop at, okay, and buy some shoe boxes. Believe me, they don't cost much. You can get them for $1. But, buy a couple of shoe boxes. Buy 10. We need 90 more because I got 10. So, get some shoe boxes and allow us to decorate them. Agree to help decorate the shoe boxes and, put something in them. Our organizations and, like I said, our fraternities and sororities, come on, step up to the plate and say, hey, what can I do? What can I do? Ask what you can do. And guess what? You won't hear the word nothing. You really won't. You'll hear the word, let's go. Let's get into this. Business people, owners that are listening, and just people, period, in the community that are listening, contact Carolyn Brown, Tavares Bethel, Facebook, inbox. If you don't want to contact either one of them or you don't really know one of them, contact me and I'll put you in contact. But, let's stand up, step up, and let's do something and let those kids know that even though they did not graduate from KISD, we still love them anyway. If they didn't graduate from KISD, they still deserve the same future as the kids from KISD. So let's not penalize them for, going to Richard Milburn Academy and graduating that way. Let's not do that. Let's show them that, they're just as important as all the other kids that graduate. So yes, that's my informational soapbox. And I really want us to dig in and dig deep and do something. Be the one to go to other businesses and say, hey, listen, these kids deserve something. What can you give them? Because you all know right now I'm going to go to every little restaurant we got and say, hey, can you give me a coupon, for a free whatever for these kids? I want 100 coupons. I really do. I want 100 coupons to stuff in these boxes from different businesses to say, this we'll reward you with a free meal. Congratulations, come get a free something, a free haircut, get your hair done, And also remember, you can also adopt one of the kids. And I don't mean adopt them like take them home and all that, but for that graduation, some of the men, some of the women, you might actually say, listen, you know what? I want to adopt one of the children for the graduation, meaning you got to make sure that he or she has the clothes that they would, want to wear for graduation. You don't want to make that a struggle. We don't want to make that a reason they don't come. Some of the girls and some of them males might need to get their hair done. Let's step up and say, listen, you need a haircut? I got you. Girls, you need your hair done? I got you. Girls like their nails done and all that, hey, I'll take this one particular, because you'll be adopting for that day of graduation, one child. Hey, listen, I'll make sure she gets her nails done and throw in maybe a pedicure or something. Or, like I said, if the young man's got the suit, but his shoes not right, buy his shoes for him. Just get his shoes for him. But, let's make this a special day for the kids. And yes, you're going to hear me, like said, 50 million times because I'm all about kids. And I'm all about, if we're a caring community, then we care about our kids. And if we keep saying, oh my gosh, it takes a village to raise a child, then the village need to step out there and say, hey, listen, give me one of the children and I'll make sure he knows or she knows the way. There's skills scholarships out there we know that are late. So if your group or organization or whatever has the means of squeezing the kid through there, let's squeeze the kid through there. Let's do what we got to do. Because our kids look for us to do certain things, and certain things they can't do on their own, but we know how, such as getting them to higher ed. They might not know the way, but we do, and if we have information that we're holding back, then we're of no good or no use. And I did say that too. We're of no good and no use, especially if we're holding back information up from our kids and we're not giving it to them simply because we're not. So once again, contact Tavares Bethel or Carolyn Brown. If you don't feel comfortable contacting them because you don't know them, just, contact me, Facebook, inbox, however, call me, and I'll put you in contact with them so that we all can make this event grow and become big and not become the first. So don't sit back and do nothing. Don't sit back and say, well, you know what? Everybody doing something, so I'm not. That's the worst thing of ever, because everybody won't be doing something because you have 100 or so people thinking the same way you did, and nothing won't get done. And then those other people show up. The shoulda, coulda, woulda people, they always show up. Well, let's not let them show up this time. Let's do what we got to do. Let's support our children. Let's get out there. Right now, you should be inboxing. Right now, you should be inboxing, Facebooking, saying, what do you need? I can help. I got this. I got that. Right now, really, for real, right now, while you listen to the program, you need to be on your phone. Everybody got one, and you need to be saying, okay, listen, what can I do? I got this. Or My group's going to meet next week, and we're going to talk about it. Something should be going on right now where you're actually becoming part of the program. This program is not so small everybody can get in, and it's not too big where you're going to get swallowed up. It's as big as you want it to be, or as little as you want it to be. But join in and do something. Do something. I don't care what you do. Don't let me find out that you on here and you didn't do anything, because we're going to talk. We're going to actually talk. And staying on our youth, this month is Child Abuse Awareness Month, and we've done a lot of child sex traffic trainings. And in fact, I did a live one when we did it at the police department. And I want to thank the police department for working with the show to get it done. And we have a video out there done by our Attorney General that explains a little bit more about child sex trafficking, and actually has a child on there talking about them being trafficked. Also, the Killeen branch NAACP's women in the NAACP organization held a training this week, and the people came in walking one way and they left out looking another way. And what I mean is they came in full ready to get some answers and some knowledge, but they walked out not disappointed, but I'll say they walked out differently, because they realized that all these things are going on in your neighborhood, or maybe in your neighborhood, in your community where you live, and you don't know nothing about it. I started with that. I started out with a question to ask people, was sex trafficking going on in their neighborhood? Well, one person said, well, I know people on both sides of me across the street, so no, but you didn't know about the rest of your neighborhood. Some people are like, no, I don't know if it's going on or not. I have no clue. And when people say that, they have to sit back and think, wait, really, is it going on in my neighborhood? So we went on talking about it, and we talked about, what sex trafficking is, child sex trafficking. Talked about the weekend and nighttime trafficking, and people were blown away to find out that there's actually weekend and nighttime trafficking in Killeen. And they're self-explanatory. Kids do it on the weekend, and some kids do it on the weekend and some at night. And it's not a willingness to do, believe me, it's not. It's the threats and the demeaning that they've done to these children that make them go do it at night or on the weekends, and the threats they put over their heads. So these kids are, I guess, doing, filling the shoes of an adult, because if somebody tells you, hey, listen, I'm going to kill your family if you don't do this. Well, they're bearing that burden of, okay, let me go do this, so I'm saving my family. A child should never be put in that situation, but through sex trafficking, they are, and through us not fixing it, they still are going through this. And I want to remind you that, child sex trafficking in Texas is a over $2 billion a year business. Yes, over $2 billion, and we helping it. We're helping it because we don't say nothing. Those of us who work in schools or deal with children on a daily basis, when that kid, you see a kid in your classroom from 9 to all the way high school that's falling asleep on the desk, don't go over there and say, hey, listen, you need to go to bed early. Let's find out why they're not getting any sleep. That child could be a boy or girl, could be trafficked, and we're penalizing them for sleeping because we never asking why. And we need to just start now asking the question, why are you so sleepy? Why are you sleepy every day? What's going on? What's your schedule when you leave here? Let's dig deep and find out. Let's just stop assuming that the kid was just standing up looking at TV all night. Let's stop that. Let's ask the other questions. I was talking to it's a young man I know, and I was talking to him, and he was telling me that it was a girl in his apartment complex, mother and daughter, and the mom worked at night. So he began to pay attention to what was going on in his neighborhood, in the apartment complex, and he noticed that every evening this little girl, 14, she'd get in the car and she'd go with somebody, with a male, and she would come back before her mother came home. She would come back like at 12:30 at night, and every time she came back, she had a little soda with her and a little bag of food with her, from one of these fast food places, and he said it happened. So he watched it one night. Then he started paying attention. Oh, this wasn't going on one night. It was going on every night, and he was just talking to her. He said, so something's really going on. Something's going on, and I was talking to him. I'm like, what? She could be trafficked at night. And, when I said that, he immediately stopped talking because he wasn't thinking that direction, you know. But I said, call the police and say that she's an underage girl, and you know, every evening, and tell them what's going on so they can watch it. And he did, and that's what was going on. And you know, the guy got arrested, but the mom now is trying to figure out how is she going to work, because she worked at night, you know. So she's going to have to switch her life around and switch everything around. And now the girl's in counseling, but that was going on, you know. And that was a simple thing of him talking to me about it, because it was a concern to him. So, you know, when he talked about it with me, I'm like, okay, listen, this is what it could be. Not what it is, what it could be. But that's what it was, you know. And, you know, like he said, every 12:30, point blank. So you figure 12:30 at night, she's coming home, dealing with what she just went through. She got to go to bed and get ready for school the next day. That girl dead tired. So she's going to be one of those kids that's going to be falling asleep in the classroom. And if she's got a teacher that cares, the teacher's going to ask her why she's falling asleep and kind of build a relationship to dig deeper, or is she going to be penalized for falling asleep? Which one do you think it's going to be? I think she'll be penalized for falling asleep in the classroom, because no one's asking that question. But yes, that happened here in Killeen. And it happened this year. It wasn't last year. It was this year it happened. You know, but like I said, through him just having a concerning conversation about her, you know, he just started talking about it, and, you know, and I brought up what happened, what could be, and we moved on with talking. He did what he needed to do, you know. Not to say he wouldn't have done it later or done it at all, but just the point of that was a concern to him that he brought up, and we began a dialogue about it. So he was directed into the right place, who to call, and it got taken care of. The man's gone. The man got arrested. He's gone. He's off the streets. So that, you know, should have put a little dent in that $2 billion a year business. But just think, something as simple as that, of him paying attention to one night of a girl coming home 12:30, getting out of a man's vehicle, you know, with a bag and a soda, and he said the bag was, you know, from the fast food place, to actually figuring out, well, how many times does this really happen, you know? And so he looking out, wait a minute, this is a whole week, this is every day, you know. So yes, it does happen in our area, but he paid attention. How many of us aren't paying attention to a sign that's in your face? We're not paying attention, you know, to, once again, our children, you know, our kids, you know. So whenever there's a training in your area, you need to go to it. There's a video that I put on Facebook. If you need a copy of the video, let me know, and I'll gladly send it to you. It will shake you up and wake you up and make you think. But the story I just told you happened right here in Killeen. So how many of us are looking at that, not knowing what we're looking at, not thinking of what it could be, but we're just like, you just go, wonder what's really going on. Well, as you go, what's really going on? Call the police. I'd rather them come out and find out that that's her uncle who picks her up in the evening, so she won't be alone until time to go to bed. I'd rather, you know, the police say that's what it was. I'd rather them say that than me letting this happen to the child, and eventually, you know, she commits suicide. Eventually, one day you figure her trafficking, she's going to be gone for good. I would hate to be, you know, responsible or knowing that that was going on, and I said nothing. So if you see it, say it. But don't, if it doesn't make you feel good about it, say something about it. You know, think of this child as yours. And remember that we keep talking about creating this village. Well, you know, it's beginning to look like the village, the villagees who live in the village. You know, those kids are living in the wrong village, because we're not doing a very good job of protecting them. So I'll go back to Richard Milbourne. Let's help those kids out. And sometimes if we see things that's going on with our children, if it don't look good, say something. You might not want to ask that child a question, because you might not feel that that's a good thing to do. Call the police. Like I said, I'd rather find out that was her uncle taking her over his house in the evening to get dinner, or to stay, you know, until time to go to bed. I'd rather the police find that out than find something else out. And I'm sure you would too. Especially just think that child could be yours. You could be the single parent who has to work at night. You know, so let's take a second look when you see something. Take a second look. Take a second step. Don't automatically assume that these kids are fast, want to stay up all night partying, or you stay up on your phone all night, or let's quit the assumptions, because we're assuming the wrong things and we're not asking the right questions. So let's get back to our kids. Let's get into our kids. And if we believe in this village thing that we keep talking about, this all should go away. So if we're really believing in the village, let it all go away. It should be gone. It should not even happen. Not at all. So I'm going to take a break. And then after that, we're going to talk about the upcoming election.